As men, especially in America, you could be doing everything right. You could, be working hard. You can respect your wife. You can do whatever you think that what a man's supposed to do, and the marriage can still end because in America, they have a thing called no fault divorce. You don't have to really bring a legitimate reason like, well, he's, beating me, or he's, committing, adultery, or he's just doing, some drugs, and he's bringing a bad environment. And, I tried with him, but, it's horrible with all the drug use, and it's become a toxic environment, something that's harmful, right? That, especially to protect children. And case in point, we have Tia Mowry. Now, Tia, we know her definitely from the sister show back in the day with her sister Tamara. Her sister Tamara is married to Zaddy. But, Tia has always been the one everybody say, okay, he's married to the brother and all of that. Well, Tia decides to leave her marriage. And this is why a lot of reasons brothers, or just men in general, I don't want to say brothers because, I have a lot of white guys that message me too and say, man, look, we in the same position as the brothers. And I get it because it's a Western thing. It's a Western thing. The modern women are out of control, in this society. Not all, but a good portion is out of control. And it's because America incentivizes these things. So Tia Mowry, she's actually in a hurry to finalize her divorce from her husband, Corey Hartrick. It said after she had posted a tweet one morning about finding love. Now, didn't you have a husband? You leaving your husband and your two children that out of a two-parent household, and you already talking about you trying to find some love. So they spent 20 years together and their two children, 11-year-old Cree and 4-year-old Cairo. And from, what everybody's saying that she's ready to get a close romantic relationship, part of this chapter, and find the next suitor. But on February the 10th, she wrote, I know our love will find me again. Now, Tia is 44 years old, and she's beginning to receive more notice. And one fan brought up her relationship with Hartrick and mentioned how well, they thought they paired together. Now, they said their separation announced came as a surprise to many. And it's been a topic of conversation since they broke the news last October. They said, though no one has publicly pointed the sole reason behind their relationship's demise, Hartrick recently denied any act of infidelity on his end, as well as denied his soon-to-be ex-wife's claim of irreconcilable differences. It said in court documents, Hartrick's lawyer wanted the court to determine the validity of the prenuptial agreement dated April 14, 2008, and or that any provisions are unconscionable. It says the All-American Homecoming actor's denial of cheating made fans believe that their relationship may have ended because of financial problems. Just 1 week after Mowry informed fans about their split on her Instagram page, social media outlets captured a like from the actress under a certain Instagram post that talked about two people having an unequal marriage. It's an Instagram user who goes by the name of Lee Hammock uploaded a video that gave fans a particular scenario about a married couple with one partner who pays all the bills and the other partner doesn't contribute financially. Men been doing that forever. So what is the problem? I don't get that. I'm just saying, what is so toxic about that? So it's in the video, Hammock deemed this as a manipulative tactic and wrote some toxic people will refuse to contribute around the home in any way. He's put hashtag toxic partner as his caption. And Mowry seemed to have agreed with the self-proclaimed motivational speaker because she was one of 539 others who liked the message. Well, let me say something about that with finances. I don't mean nobody knows, that reason, if that is the case. But this is where the rubber meets the road. This woman left a relationship that she's been in for 20 years. She broke up a home for her 11-year-old and her 4-year-old because she, for whatever the reason, is not happy. And that burns my bridge about that happiness stuff, because look at our grandmothers and grandfathers from back in the gap. They was with each other 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Do you think every single day they was happy about the world? Or maybe a time they wasn't happy about certain things? See, y'all go before the preacher and y'all want to say better or worse. And then when these worst time come, you want to bail out. And we know, according to statistics in America, 3 out of 4 times women will bail out of a marriage before a man will, according to statistics. 75%, 3/4 of the time, right? But they be the main ones talking about they want this big ceremony. They be the main ones up here talking about they want to invite guests and all this other thing, right? But they be the first one to bail. Selfish, completely selfish, because those 2 children need a mother and a father in the household. And then she's coming out here, the divorce not even finalized yet, and she up here talking about love, talking about wanting to find love again. What about your children? Can you have enough respect for your children to keep that mess off the internet? Keep that to yourself. Your children gonna go through so many different things because of Tia leaving her house. Those children don't care about you finding no freaking love. They trying to figure out why I can't be in the house with my daddy no more. That's what they trying to figure out. Why are we changing our life like this? See, when you leave, when you walk out talking about because you're just not happy or whatever the case may be, the children a lot of times become selfish. And listen, some situations, some of the situation when you see single mothers that's divorced sometime, it's not all the time that the guy was beating on them or cheating on them or whatever. It's because she wasn't happy and she leave and now she's a single mother out here by choice. And I say by choice because it was no reasoning for that. So you're leaving your marriage. And this is why men have really started to opt out of marriage in America. Men in this day and time, because of the no-fault divorce, a lot of men feel they're walking into traps. This is how a lot of men feel. So this is why men say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get my passport and then go and marry overseas, because at least the laws overseas are more fair. And the laws overseas are more slanted to protect the traditional family. In America and the Western world is keen on breaking the traditional family, breaking gender roles. The Western world is extremely toxic for the traditional family. And this is why you see a lot of men saying, you know what? I am moving with my feet. I'm not begging these women no more, because you got to understand, it's not just the modern woman. It is the systems in the Western world that incentivize this behavior. Because if this behavior wasn't incentivized by the state, then these things wouldn't happen. Because at one point in time in American society, these things wasn't incentivized. But when it came in the 1970s with this no-fault divorce crap, we made it incentivized to do this, right? And then the onset of, feminism and the different waves of that. This is why men say they done. They don't want to hear no talk of it no more. They just gonna get their passports and get out of here. This is why. Trust me, I get it 2000%. Because men still want to get married, but men don't want to go into a situation. Well, we talking about a regular situation because most people just don't have what Tia and all them got. But it's still the same situation where if men going into situations and then they marry somebody and then they doing everything right. And this woman can get up and say, I'm not happy. I don't want to be here no more, and take half of everything. Men are saying, no, I'm not dealing with that mess no more. I'm not doing it. And if enough men say that, and if enough men boycott marriage in America and revolt against marriage in America and say, the only way I'll do it is going to be overseas, trust me, they'll have to change the laws. Because one thing about women are survivors. They're trained to be survivors. If enough men say no, if enough men say I'm out of here, trust me, they'll pressure the state to change things themselves. They'll pressure them. But situations like Tia, selfish, walking out of a marriage, not caring about those 2 children. Yes, and I say not caring because she's thinking about her love life and not thinking about the hurt and pain those 2 babies is going to go through. Now, at one point in time in my life, I was those 2 children. At one point in time. That what makes me more angry and passionate about small children with the breakup of a marriage. My mother and father was married with I had with my sister and then me. And my mom would get into a little spats with my dad and always want to go to my grandparents' house. And then my dad come telling, oh, come back and whatever. We got to a time she kept doing it so much that my dad just like, hey, I'm not doing it no more. And as a man, I get it because I would respond the same way. So you go from having your dad every day. And listen, that's so long ago. That's so long ago. And I have no ill will toward my mom about anything with that. That's so long ago. Okay. And they were a whole lot younger back then, but still the guy I am today, that's just not acceptable. That sort of thing. But hey, you still got to let some things go. Right. I know how it feels to be that child when you have your dad every day and then you go from your dad every day to no dad. Now you're seeing your dad every other weekend. That is hard on a child. Just because you're not getting your way for whatever the reason may be, and you're not happy or you doing it. So I'm very passionate about small children when grown adults who chose to have them and say they was going to be together and raise them together and protect them. And because these two grown adults can't figure out their situation, or one of them don't want to honor the marriage vows because you're going to have some worse times and be like our grandmothers and grandfathers that we talk about and stay together. At least this is my thing. If you're going to do it, if that's what you're going to do, at least let them children grow up. If you're going to do it, let them be grown or whatever, even though it still be hard as an adult. But let them be grown, at least, if that's what you're going to do. And I've seen people do that. Say, look, we're going to just let them grow up. It's bad right now. We getting along, though. But, hey, when they turn 18, we probably going to do something else. Could respect that. But some people say, why would she be together for the kids? And sometimes people that get like that, they say, this is stupid. Why are we arguing? This is dumb. What we gonna go out there and do? This woman 44 years old, and she gonna go back out there on the dating market, but she gonna find out real quick. She gonna find out, and he gonna get him another woman. I promise you that. He gonna get him another woman. She the one that's gonna struggle finding a man because she'll see. She will see. But y'all let me know what y'all think about Tia, because Tia, see, they don't have the old women no more. See, the old women would have told Tia go sit up behind down somewhere and go back with her husband. But we don't have that in the black community no more. Neither do we have a social consequence anymore, because at one point in time, if you had a good husband, all in the roles verse, if you had a good wife and you did something like that, family wouldn't talk to you no more. But those days are gone. That's why guys are getting their passport and getting out of here.